Today we're going to be looking at braking systems, checking the fluid levels, brake pad wear and adjustments of brake shoes on the rear brakes. Here we have an SV650. We're now checking the brake fluid level on the front. What we need to do is ensure that the brake fluid reservoir is in the correct position. You may need to turn the handlebars to ensure that the fluid reservoir is flat and level. What we're looking for is that the brake fluid is above the lower minimum level. On motorcycles fitted with hydraulic rear brake systems, there will be a secondary reservoir, usually located on the right hand rear side of the motorcycle, as seen here. Again, you're looking to see that the brake fluid is above the minimum level. As previously with the front brake, you may need to put the motorcycle on its main stand or seek assistance in holding the motorcycle vertical while you check the level is correct. On some bikes, and especially scooters, the reservoir may be hidden by the plastic fairings, so you need to ensure that you look closely to make sure that the brake fluid is above the lower level. Should you find that the brake fluid level is below the lower level, it may be that the fluid is leaking or the brake pads are excessively worn. You should inspect closely the fluid hoses and the brake calipers to ensure that there's no signs of dampness or leakage of brake fluid in any of the areas. Should you find any, you are strongly advised to seek professional advice and having this matter repaired. Here we have an example where the brake fluid reservoir is integral with the master cylinder. However, the method of checking is the same. The fluid level needs to be above the lower mark and you will need to turn the handlebars such that the brake fluid reservoir is in a level position. Not all bikes have hydraulic rear brake systems. As in this example here, it's a mechanical system. You need to check that the brake pedal travel is not excessive. The owner's handbook will normally state the maximum permissible level. However, around about 1 inch is the maximum you would expect to see. To check the rear brake wear, ensure that the pointer does not go outside the specified range when the brake pedal is depressed. Should the brake pedal travel not be within the specified limit, you can adjust it by turning the adjuster nut on the brake rod clockwise to reduce the travel and anti-clockwise to increase it. Once you've checked and adjusted the rear brakes, always check to ensure that the rear brake light is functioning correctly. It's important that the brake pad friction material doesn't wear out. Most manufacturers will specify a wear limit of around 1 mm. However, on some motorcycles, due to the location of the brake calipers, it can be very difficult to see or get in to measure the brake pads. A simple tip: obtain a 2 mm drill bit. If you can insert it between the brake disc and the brake pad backing, then you know that the friction material is greater than 2 mm thickness. However, if you cannot get the drill bit between the brake disc and the backing plate for the brake pad, then you know that the friction material is less than 2 mm and the brake pads will soon require replacement.